welcome back to another episode of the Bases Loaded podcast presented by the Idiots Podcast Studio. I'm back, I'm your host. I'm obviously idiot number one or idiot number zero, whatever you want to call me at this point. It don't matter. My name's Zach. How you doing, folks? I hope everybody's doing great at home, just getting ready for the MLB season, And on my left, I got joining me again for another episode, idiot number one or idiot number two, whatever you prefer to call him at this point, because it don't matter. Adam, how you doing?
I'm an idiot either way you put it. So I'm stupid and ready to talk about baseball.
That sounds perfect to me. So we're going to get right into this episode. It's all about our top 5 third basemen. So we're pretty excited to bring this list to you, have a little discussion about it, see what's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop right into it. So Adam, who do you have at your number 5?
My number 5, I've got the Atlanta Braves' Austin Riley. He had an incredible 2022 season, really putting his name on the spot of a lot of people, and incredible what he's been able to do in just 4 seasons, and now being 26. Batting .227 as his career, but 2 years ago batting .300, and now he has pop that can eclipse 40 home runs that he's been able to add to his bat. He can only go up from here. And especially now being in the heart of the lineup of the Atlanta Braves, it was just such a good team that they just keep building every year. He's going to be a big part of it, and I really enjoy his game. He's going to be consistent in every way possible. There's no way I can ever see him dipping down, and I can't say more about this guy. He's very
he's
impressive.
A great player. He's really
impressive.
is.
I didn't hear about him really. I didn't hear much about him until last year, and even his 2021 season was maybe better, maybe worse, pretty much the exact same as his 2022 season. But the pop in his bat now is incredible and will elevate his game even more.
No, I agree. I mean, the pop in his bat is undeniable. This is a guy that has that 40 home run pop. It's exciting to see dudes like that play in the MLB, especially a guy going into his year 26 season. There's a lot to say about him. You might hear more about him coming up later. I don't know, Adam. It's possible, but I don't know.
Very possible.
Look, I'll tell you my number 5. My number 5 might be a little bit more unorthodox. I got Alex Bregman of the Astros, sitting in this number 5 spot. I know that he had last 2 years have been a little shaky. Now we saw him, really not lose a lot of that pop in his bat since pre-COVID numbers, but a guy I think that can get back to those pop numbers, a guy who, he's never been a big stolen base guy. He hits pretty decently throughout his career. He's about a 280 hitter. So I got to say, I like Bregman. He's a good fielder. I think that we're going to see really a resurgence of some Alex Bregman this season, especially if he's able to play a full season. I like this guy. I think especially in a loaded lineup like Houston's, I think he has a lot of opportunity to score runs, a lot of opportunities to score RBIs. I mean, his at-bats are going to be a major point of the Houston Astros lineup, so this is going to be a guy they're going to need to really, be effective, be a vocal point of this team, and really drive their offense a little bit. So I'm pretty excited to see what season Bregman has. He is a Silver Slugger guy. He's been able to do it in the past. I think he can do it again. He always has pretty great walk numbers. He's never really striking out at any crazy clip. So I like Bregman. I think we'll see a resurgence of Bregman this year, and really a nice 2023 campaign from him.
In Bregman getting into his veteran years now, what now you can expect from him is very similar results every time. He's such a smart baseball player, especially at a very tough position at third base, and you know exactly what you're going to get out of him. And maybe he can pop out again and give him something that he used to do in his prime. I can never hate on Bregman, and he's a very good third baseman.
Now, before we carry on here, one thing I would like to say is, baseball players' primes are a little weird. You never know. I mean, they're always called up at different ages, at different times. But what I would like to say is I think their prime's about that age 27, to age 30 seasons. I mean, yeah. I think that's where you start really hitting your prime, and how long you can extend your prime for really can help determine if you're a Hall of Famer or not. But in a league where, it's kind of dominated by a little bit of older crowd, I think that, we're really seeing Bregman truly step into his, his prime years right now. So that's why I'm excited. I'm excited because I think he's entering his prime years. I think we're about to see the best year of his career at his age 29 season.
I didn't realize he was that young. Wow.
He feels a little older, but I'm not going to lie. He's younger than a lot of people expect.
Yeah. Wow, that actually did shock me. I was going to ask you how old he was because my guess would have been 31, but 29. That's pretty nice.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to go with somebody who's also going into his year 26 season of age. That's Rafael Devers. His bat is incredible. It's everything about it. Batting 280, around 280 every season. He's got a year where he's batted over 300. The pop in his bat is sometimes second to none, hitting 30-plus home runs. Last year only having 27, yet only playing 141 games. So he would have eclipsed that 30 home run season, be it for a full season. And everybody knocks on him for his fielding.
His fielding is atrocious regardless. He can't field for shit at one of the most important fielding positions on the field.
And that is rightfully so, but it gets better every year. And I think as
does
time
it?
and time, it does.
I'm not sure, man.
Defensive WAR, it has not eclipsed a positive number, which does hurt. But every year it has been getting better. Last year was only a negative .03. It hurts, but there's a lot of worse players out there.
Only a .03 isn't bad for his career. I know that for sure. He's definitely been over that 1-2 negative WAR spot in defensively.
Yeah, so I'm positive that he's only 26. As the years goes on, he's going to get a more natural feel for the position. He's going to get better. Maybe it happens this year. Maybe it happens a couple of years down the line. But the bat that he brings to this Boston Red Sox team, now that Bogaerts has left the team, he's going to be even more of an important piece of this lineup. He now is the heart and soul of this lineup, and he's going to bring it every single game that he plays. He's such a threat to be reckoned with. He could pop it over the green monster any given day. I like this man a lot, and I know a lot of other people do with his bat, and he does deserve a contract that he did get. I'm excited for him. I know you don't like him as much as I do, but I really do like him. He's still so young, and he still has so much time to grow.
No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, but the one thing that I will say about Devers is that I'm just not a fan of the fact that lineup is very much depleted compared to years past. It's going to be harder for him to score runs. It's going to be harder for him to score RBIs, harder for him to, really get that offense churning just because of the lack of talent surrounding him. I think that might be a detriment to his own game, which is unfortunate, but I mean, this is a team game, so I think at the end of the day, we're going to see his team really bring down some of his numbers a little bit. I just don't expect Devers to have the same types of seasons he's had in the past, unless he's able to have some fucking crazy Judge-esque season that carries his team into the playoffs.
No, he's not going to do that. But his accumulating stats like RBIs and runs may not be there, but his batting average, his OPS plus is still going to be really high in the 140s. I still think those metric stats are going to still be of an importance to look at and realize he is an extremely valuable hitter.
No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So look at my number 4. I flipped my number 4, but your number 5. I got Austin Riley sitting here. I think he's a great player. I think he just has a lot to offer to the table. I mean, you're right. This is a dude who hits 30-something home runs this season. I'm sorry to skip over Rafael Devers so quick. I just don't give a shit about him. But I'm so excited for this Austin Riley season. I think he's going to really explode. We're going to watch another great season of a really, really young, very talented player at the hot corner. So I'm excited to see how he plays this upcoming season. That being said, Adam, I think we're ready to move on down to your number 3. Who do you got sitting at your number 3 spot?
Number 3, I'm going to have Manny Machado here.
Wow.
These top 3 separated themselves from every other third baseman in the league. You could put whoever you want at 1, 2, and 3. It does not matter. These 3 guys are incredible, and I know for a fact you had the same top 3. But I have Manny Machado at my number 3 just because he's incredible in every way. He's a fielder, second to none, maybe the best, maybe the second best. Such a smart player on a really, really, really good team on San Diego now. And while Tatis was hurt last year, he really carried the load for San Diego last year. Batting .298, 32 home runs. Somebody that's going to have 30-plus home runs for maybe the rest of his career.
I mean, look, he had a realistic chance to win the MVP last year.
Second
he was so
in MVP
good.
voting. Incredible what he did without his second man on the team, second best player on the team. with an OPS plus of 159. And you can never speak more about his fielding. I don't think I've ever watched the ball get by him. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a throw. Incredible what he does and what he brings to the table every single year. Incredible. Yeah.
No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. So, look, I mean, I get it. It makes a lot of sense to have him at your number 3. He's definitely a top 5 player, definitely a top 3 player. Mm-hmm. But he's actually a little higher on my list because at number 3, I have Jose Ramirez. Now, Jose Ramirez, I mean, he's a younger guy going into his age 30 season. We've seen him really just be an absolute monster at the dish. I mean, look, you're expecting him to bat about 270, 280, in that vicinity. I mean, he's a dude who's been able to eclipse that 300 batting average. He's a guy who's won multiple Silver Sluggers. He can hit you 30 home runs in a season, steal you 20 bags in a season, hit you 100 RBIs in a season. I mean, he can do everything. He can do everything, and there's not a lot of guys in the MLB who can just do everything. He can play multiple positions. I mean, for crying out loud, how much more valuable can this guy make himself? It's hard to see. But what I will say is that I really do like Jose Ramirez. I think he's just a very special talent going into his age 30 season. I think we're going to watch him just uncork some more of these baseballs, and just put them to the freaking stratosphere the way he does. I'm very excited for Jose Ramirez to come back and have another great season on this very young, up-and-coming Cleveland Guardians team that had a lot of success last year. Maybe they have a little less success, but I think Jose Ramirez is a guy who will most likely have just as much success as he's had in previous years.
I love Jose Ramirez, and I will talk about more of him later. But for my number 2, I'm going to move down the line to Nolan Arenado. The only person that you could say he is a better fielder than Manny Machado, and rightfully so. Every year, every in and out, he's just producing and producing and producing in the batter's box. People thought he would fall off after leaving Coors Field. No, he got better last year, batting .293, eclipsing 100 RBIs, hitting 30 home runs. His home run, his power in his bat is always gonna stay there as a staple of his game. His fielding is always gonna be there as a staple of his game. I don't know. It's incredible what he does. Every time.
I mean, look, he's played 10 years in the league and he has 10 Gold Gloves. If that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. I mean, on top of that, he has 5 freaking Silver Sluggers in 10 years. I mean, every 2 years he wins the Silver Slugger. He is an unbelievable player.
He is the best. Yeah, no, he really is the best fielder that we've seen in our day and age.
Play any position, regardless of position. He is the best fielder that we've seen in the last 10 years, by far.
I love this kid. He's not really a kid anymore, entering his year 32 of age, and he's just only going to be better. He's still going to bat in the 290s. He's going to eclipse 30 home runs again on a good season. He's going to be in that heart of the lineup between Goldie and Edman. This team, he's built for this team. He's built for this franchise, and he's stepped up his game even when people doubted him after leaving Coors Field. Incredible guy, and enjoy his game. Can't wait to watch him more. Had him in fantasy last year too.
Probably enjoyed the hell out of that.
Oh, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Great player.
Hey, so look, this is what I will say. I have Arenado at my number 2 spot as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Arenado is just one of those phenomenal players. He's an irreplaceable player at third base. He's so consistent. He gets the job done. You never have to worry about him in the field. And hell, I mean, he's pretty much an Iron Man. I mean, since 2014, he's played at least 150 games. How many guys that since 2014 they played 150 games every season after? That doesn't happen.
No.
So I really like Arenado. I think he has a lot to bring to the table. I know, especially in this great Cardinals lineup. I really like the way they're going, the way they're at. They have previous MVP, Goldschmidt. I mean, he played phenomenal last year. I like this team. I like this roster. I like this lineup. I think him being in the heart of the lineup, he has a lot to offer this team. Really, bring everything home and clean off the bases. Really make it nice and neat and get a couple runs for your team. Really does it for the Cardinals. I like Arenado. I think he's a very special player. So I'm happy that we both have him at number 2 on our list. Really one of the more valuable players in the entire MLB. So
extremely special, and he's gonna win another Gold Glove if I had to say something about it.
Oh, I agree with you. So, Adam, I'm gonna ask you. Who's your number one? I'm pretty sure who I know your number one is. I think he was previously talked about, but
yep, you know it, Jose Ramirez. I think it's a shame that this man has not won an MVP yet. You said it. You said it best. He does everything. Switch hitting, stealing bases, hitting bombs in a non-hitting friendly ballpark. Everything about him just brings so much energy. He is the heart and soul of that franchise for the past 10 years now. He's incredible. He has experience, and that's not without me saying any of his stats. He's just incredible. In this now upcoming season, you talked about it with the second baseman, how a lot of the stolen bases numbers might go up again because of the new rules. He might have another 30-30 season because he's done that before, and that's incredible. This is somebody, a once-in-a-lifetime player, in my opinion, that once he leaves, you're going to be sad that you didn't appreciate him a little more. He's going to get bags. He's going to hit home runs. He hits for 280 plus.
He does it all.
He does it all. And no matter what team you put around him too, whether it's a really good team or an average team at best, he's still going to produce and be an incredible player year in and year out.
No, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, that's why I have Machado at my one.
Yeah.
Now, Machado, I mean, he's been in the league forever. He started playing when he was 19 years old. Oh, my God. He's going into his age 30 season. It'll be his 12th year in the league, Adam. You know how much experience that brings a guy? You know how much that experience actually matters?
It's incredible.
It's insane. Now, this is a dude that, he knows he's on his contract year. He knows how valuable he's been, for the Padres the past couple seasons. And like I said before, like you said before, I mean, you're right. Without Tatis, he really showed how valuable he can be. And I really do like Machado. I think going into a year that's going to be a contract year for him, we're probably going to see him opt out. And, that being said, he's going to catch a bag. Machado is the best third baseman. He's not. He's like arguably top two. He's definitely top two because you can't take Machado out of that whole situation. I mean, he's just an absolutely phenomenal player. He's always able to hit you about 30 home runs a season. He always seems to be getting right about 100 RBIs. I mean, he finds a way to get it done. I mean, and even in those seasons where he doesn't have 100 RBIs, he at least has 100 runs. I mean, look, he's getting it done on the base paths. He's hitting, at a 280, 290 clip. He figures a way to get it done. He finds it out. And you know what? I really like Machado. I think we're going to see a great season out of Machado in a contract year, a year that's really going to catch him another bag, and a year that I think he knows is going to catch him another bag if he plays at that MVP caliber level again.
He's been once he was a prospect at his first years as Baltimore, he has yet to disappoint anybody in the MLB. He's incredible. From Baltimore to the Dodgers to now the Padres, his career continues to just be spectacular, and he's a fun player to watch.
No, I really agree. Well, that being said, folks, we did just go over our top 5 list for our third baseman here. We do appreciate you coming out and listening. We appreciate you guys, supporting the podcast. Tell a friend, tell a mom, tell a brother, tell a father. Everyone's got some time. We're all trying to listen to something to kill the day. So, what not better than with the Idiots podcasts, That's all I got to say. But from us in the studio, Adam, you got anything you'd like to say to the folks at home?
No. It's a constant no. I'm good.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Look, so, from us at the Idiots Podcast Studio, Idiots Podcast Network, as I'd like to say, and, us in the studio, we like to thank all of you guys. Really appreciate you guys coming out and listening, helping us, supporting you. So, I thank you guys. Have a beautiful day, and let's go Mets, baby.